As far as city employees go, they go out and check the water meter. They saw it was running, brought it back into Charlotte. Charlotte saw that it was an excessive amount of usage.
Right.
That's when the city becomes aware that it's a little more than usual. As far as the meter spinning, they don't go to the house and see if someone's in there, if a sprinkler's on in the backyard, or whatever the case may be. So that's not an indication to the city that, hey, the water's running and no one's there, because we don't keep up with all meters, who lives where and who don't live where, and what's a rent house and what's not a rent house or a vacant house. At this time, what I'm saying you've adjusted is the late charge and the.
They're not being charged any late charges. And basically, it started out that there was a balance of $661.90 February 28th. 2 payments have been made of $100 plus their normal bill since that time.
So y'all can adjust some of that off?
Ma'am,
Y'all cannot adjust that price off of there at all?
again, that's a decision for the council. I think
Just
that
ask them
the concern is that there are a lot of leaks that occur in the water system. It's very unfortunate that in this case it was an unoccupied house, which meant, you know, the leak went on and there was no indication to anyone in the house. But basically, the city has to purchase the water, and that's why we lower it down to the purchase price that we have to pay Rocket for the water that was used.
I did. Actually, when was the leak return?
Probably in the time frame that the meter was read and the bills were tabulated, which is going to be towards the end of the month, because the new water bills will go out at the beginning of the month.
Doug, don't we have a policy about adjustments on
We don't
water
have a
leaks?
policy of as such.
We don't
But
have
we have not
anything.
we have not made any adjustments other than lowering it to the cost that we pay Rocket.
We have recently agreed as a council that all adjustments and changes to a water bill will be handled by the water clerk and I think that was a few months back. Maybe a little longer than that.
Well, that was basically the direction that I got from the council, is to basically go ahead and make adjustments to create a payment plan for a customer that has been good on paying their bills on time and not incur late charges on the outstanding balance.
Did we also work out a payment agreement on this?
Yes, basically, you're not Rosie.
I'm Rosie.
You're Rosie.
I'm Rosie, yes.
Basically, Rosie, you know, understood what the payment plan and has been making has made 2 payments under the plan. She is current. I think what the fear that probably exists from the council is that every time this happens, if we give it for one, everybody's going to expect the same type of treatment. And where do we draw the line as far as, you know, because the city has incurred the expense of the water that flowed through the meter.
And it's recently been brought aware to me that there was also 2 others, hopefully I'll say this right, 2 other citizens or 2 other residences in town that recently had some pretty high water bills due to water leaks. And neither one of those have been adjusted or brought before the council. If you adjust what we have here today before us, then you're going to have a domino effect with the ones in the past that are going to come back and say, hey, we didn't get this same treatment. What can you do for us?
But it was suggested to me to come to see Right.
to see what y'all do for the adjustment because of the fact no one's not in home. The bills get paid every month. Even though we're not using that water, we're still paying our water bill.
Oh, yes, I completely concur, but my intent was more that I have not been authorized to make any further adjustments than have been made. You know, I can't make those adjustments as city administrator, and any changes would have to be from the council.
So you saying when, earlier y'all said you see the meter spinning, that they don't have that authority to turn it off?
Your meter's gonna spin whether you're using.
I'm saying though, but if there was a leak or something, that meter be spinning extra faster.
Well,
And that's giving you an indication that something.
Not
is
necessarily
either-
faster, because I mean, your water going through the meter's
the
gonna.
size of
pretty
the
much-
leak determines
That's what I'm
the
saying.
amount of water,
Yeah,
therefore
fast
the.
to meet, right.
Yes, ma'am.
And and there been, in my case, there's one time with that, they turned my water off.